I don't know how to make a violin, so I visited the Chicago School of Violin Making. Mr. Thompson is the co-director of the school, and he was nice enough to give me a tour. That's me. These are metal templates used to cut out a plywood guide for the body of a violin. Once the guide is outlined and cut out, the blocks are put on. These blocks will hold the ribs in place. Here are the C ribs. And this plywood guide now has the first layer of ribs around it. The second layer of ribs is glued over the first and held in place with clamps. 2 pieces of wood are used for the back of the violin. These 2 pieces come from a trunk that's been set aside and dried out for 10 years. That wood is older than me. The trunk is cut like a giant pie. The outer, thicker edges are book-matched, so the grains line up and then they are held together using animal paste. Here is the back of a violin after being shaped and sanded. The inside of a violin's back is also sanded, so the wood has the same thickness all the way across. Maple, a hardwood, is used for the back and ribs of the violin. Look closely and you'll see the purfling channels carved perfectly into the edge of the body. The channel is filled with another thin colored strip of wood, and this is not just for decoration. Purfling keeps the wood from cracking when the air is too dry. Purfling is also done on the front of the body, and a stencil is used to outline and cut out F-holes on the front. When I asked if a violin can be made without the F-holes, Mr. Thompson answered,
Okay, the F-holes are important because they let the sound come out of the box. The position and size help the top vibrate in the most efficient manner, but the main reason is so that the sound can come out.
On the inside of the front, the bass bar is placed for added strength. Spruce, a softwood, is used for the front. I asked why, and here is Mr. Thompson's answer.
It's the top of the violin that makes most of the sound. It vibrates a lot more than the maple, and that's a soft wood, but it has one of the highest strength-to-weight ratios of any wood.
Here is a violin scroll that just had the peg box cut out. Next, the peg holes are drilled in, and the fingerboard is placed just under the peg box. The top of the fingerboard is grooved to hold the top of the violin strings in place. Each student learns how to mix colors into a varnish base to make different violin shades. The varnish is brushed on and left to air dry between each layer. Thanks again to Mr. Thompson for a tour of the violin school.